Shri Ganesha Sharada Gurubhyo Namaha Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Welcome to all for this session on Ramayana to chapter 55 of Kishkindha Kanda. In the previous chapter, we saw Hanuman mentioning about the noble qualities of Sugriva and his love towards Tara, the mother of Angada. And then he told, because of that reason, there is a possibility Sugriva might pardon after hearing to our story. But instead of that, if we all try to cheat Sugriva and try to hide in the cave, arrows of Lakshmana will never going to spare us. And that instilled a fear in the heart of Angada. Hearing Hanuman's speech uttered with humility, filled with wisdom and justice, and reflecting honor on Sugriva, Angada answered him, saying, Angada, do not accept whatever Hanuman mentioned as the noble qualities of Sugriva. So Angada is saying stability, purity of mind and disposition, compassion, rectitude, daring, and perseverance are unknown to Sugriva. He who, while her son was living, and united himself to the beloved queen of his elder brother, on whom he should rightfully have looked as a mother, is to be condemned. What does he know of morality, who, while his brother was in the grip of an asura, closed up the opening of the cave? What gratitude will he manifest, who, having clasped his hand in friendship, forgot the favors received from his great benefactor Raghava of imperishable deeds? In fact, he is mentioning about few aspects which is still not acceptable to Angada, aspects of Sugriva. In fact, at the time when when Vali was locked in the cave, because at that time Sugriva was under the impression that Vali is already dead, and he returned back to the kingdom, and he accepted the throne forwarded given to him by the others. And then not only that, he even accepted Tara, the Vali's wife, as his wife, and he lived like that for some time. And then when Wally returned, he returned everything back. That's a different story. At least for that time, he enjoyed Tara. He enjoyed the crown of Wally, and he even locked him up in the cave. What is the guarantee? Actually, Sugriva's version of the story is he presumed that Wally is dead, and he didn't want Mayavi to come out of the cave. Whereas, what is the guarantee for that story? Because only Sugriva is telling that story. Whether he deliberately locked up Wali in that cave with his intention to snatch the kingdom away from him and also his wife away. Who knows anything about it? Leaving this on one side, on the other side, he established friendship with Raghava, promising him that he will go into search his wife Sita. But then, after Rama killed Vali and gave the kingdom to Sugriva, for 4 months of the rainy season, Sugriva was enjoying the kingdom. Actually, he had given up all the stately affairs to the ministers, and he was enjoying his life with his wife Rama and his brother's wife Tara. And for once, and in that enjoyment, he had almost forgotten the service that he is supposed to do it for Raghava. It required Lakshmana to come and warn him, and only then he carried out the activity. So, when Sugriva is of that nature, how can we consider that he is having noble qualities? What is righteous in one who directed us to search for Sita here, not from fear of disloyalty, but of Lakshmana? It's not out of promise that he had made it to Raghava that he had sent us here for searching Sita. It is only out of his fear towards Lakshmana and Rama. Who would trust that fickle, impious, and ungrateful wretch, more especially those sprung from his own race? Whether he be possessed of good qualities or not, having established me in the kingdom Will he suffer the son of his enemy to live? Today, probably Sugriva may not be having any children, but certainly tomorrow Sugriva may also be bestowed with a son. And when that happens, it is a guarantee that Sugriva will going to install me, Angada, as the king. Instead, he might support his own offspring because almost everybody prefer their own children to be their heir to the throne. How can I, whose counsels have been disclosed, who have been found guilty, who am powerless, poor and weak, expect to survive if I repair to Kishkindha? What is the guarantee that I will going to survive if I return to Kishkindha? In his desire to retain the throne, Sugriva, who is wily, cunning, and cruel, will assuredly place me in chains. For me, death through fasting is preferable to being tortured and confined. Let all the monkeys abandon me here and return home. I vow I shall never re enter the city of Kishkinda, but shall stay here and fast to the end. Death is better for me. And he continued saying, asking all the Vanaras to abandon him and return back to Kishkinda. And he told all the Vanaras, bowing to the king and also to the mighty Raghava, inquire after their welfare for me and bring news of my health and state to my adopted mother Rama. To Tara, my real mother, offer consolation, for she is compassionate and pious and naturally full of love for her son. When she learns of my death, she will certainly yield up her life. Having said this, Angada, making obeisance to the elders, his countenance woe begone, weeping, spreading out some Kusha grass, sat down on the ground. As he sat there, those foremost of monkeys groaned, burning tears falling from their eyes, thereupon surrounding Angada, condemning Sugriva and praising Vali. Those monkeys resolved to starve themselves to death and seating themselves on the seashore on heaps of darba grass pointing towards the south. Those excellent monkeys sipping water facing the east resolved to die, saying, this is better for us. When the commander himself took the decision to fast unto death, how is it possible that the remaining people in the army will abandon him and return to Kishkinda as they all have decided with their loyalty towards their commander Angada? So all of them, including even Hanuman and Jambavan, they were all sitting into that fast unto death. As they spoke of the exile of Rama, the death of Dasharatha, the carnage in Janasthana, the slaying of Jatayu, abjection of Vaidehi, the killing of Vali, and the wrath of Raghava, those monkeys were filled with fear, and while those innumerable monkeys resembling the peaks of mountain sat there, the whole region with its torrents and caverns resounded with their lamentation like the roll of thunder in the skies. Thus ended chapter 55 of Kishkindha Kanda in Ramayana. Namaste Sharada Devi Kashmira Puravasini Twamaham Prarthaye Nityam Vidya Danancha Dehime. Goodbye.